Oh, thank you.
Hey, Rachel. Good morning. Hey.
Same here.
Are you ready? Are you ready for some magic?
Always.
Hello, Joyce. Hi, Julia. Hey, Alona.
Hi.
Hey, already familiar faces or familiar avatars. There we go. Hello. We have people still setting up their camera. Vanessa.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, Kaya. Beautiful. So I think that you guys, the majority of you already know the drill. I've been doing the same intro from this morning on. Nevertheless, I am always excited to introduce amazing guests that have joined us today. So welcome and thank you for joining us. And give me a quick thumbs up in the room or go to the react button and let me know who is ready for some magic. There we go.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. We have thumbs up. We've got some hearts emoji. My name is Ana Maria. I am the community manager here at Butter. And Butter is an amazing all-in-one tool that supports facilitator run high-energy collaborative sessions with ease. And today we are celebrating the launch of our community with Butter Bash. We're having 13 sessions throughout the day. It's a way to give you a taster of what the community is all about. From sharing and learning up to having fun and connecting with facilitators from all over the world. Our goal with the community is really to challenge the status quo and say no to boring, uninspiring, and uncollaborative workshops. So an important note for everyone in the room, the session will be recorded. So the recording button is on already. And I am so excited to be joined today by Priya and by Rubens from Abracademy. Abracademy has this one quest, which is to unleash the magic of people. They're in the business of creating engaging employee experiences that open minds to new possibilities. They shift mindsets and build the soft skills of the employees. Put simply, they are known as the people who can make the ordinary extraordinary. And doesn't that sound fun? So Priya, Rubens, thank you so much for accepting my invitation to join us and experiment and push the boundaries of your comfort zone and bringing in the magic for the next hour. Over to you.
Thank you, Ana Maria. And well done for this. Well done, everyone. Nice to meet you. So super excited to be here with you for 1 hour. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, right? We are Abracademy. As Anna said, we want to bring more magic to the world. And it's not only the rabbit in the hat, so it's the magic of people. We've been playing with magic for 5 years now and finding new ways to engage people, to inspire people to think out of the box. So we blend psychology, we blend neuroscience. One of our foundations is facilitation. The other one is magic and also learning design. So bringing all this together, we try to create some like moments where people will grow and think differently. So we're going to have 1 hour together, and Priya will let you know what we're going to do within the next 60 minutes.
Hi everyone. I'm loving the sound effects. I put it towards Ana Maria to just look after it for the session. I'm Priya. I am the Mind Master at Abracademy because we get very cool titles since we work in the world of magic. And when I was speaking to Ana Maria and she was like, can you do a session? I was like, sure, let's try do a session. Let's make it an experiment and bring to you concepts and tools that we think about, as well as kind of really seeing how we might apply that to how we facilitate in the world of magic. So I don't want to share more of that because magic is all about surprise. So we want to just get into the session and start exploring with each other. I hope that this becomes a space for you to be with each other, to speak, to explore, to be curious, to have fun. So please share with us as we go through this session and experiment. which should be cool. Okay, so I like loving the countdown timer as well, because I am so bad at keeping track of time. So I'm like, okay, I know what I'm up to. Okay, so to get us started, we wanted to actually share a video with you. We don't tend to use videos a lot, but this video we wanted to share because we wanted to see just what you see in the video and how you react to it. And then from that, we're going to explore what that might mean for us as facilitators. Okay, this is my first time trialing out the actual playing a YouTube video. I think what we learned is really important is that everyone is on mute, including Rubens and I.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I'm going to play the video, see how it sits with you, and then we'll have a little conversation in a couple of minutes. Am I doing this right? Yes. Okay.
Hi, I'm Richard, this is Sarah, and we're going to perform the amazing colour-changing card trick with this blue-backed deck of cards. Now the idea is very simple. I'm just going to spread the cards in front of Sarah and ask her to push any card towards the camera.
Right, okay, let's see. I'm going to go for this card here.
Okay. Now Sarah could have selected any card at all from the deck, but she selected the card which is now face down on the table. And what I'm going to ask her to do is show us which card she selected.
Right, so the card that I chose was in fact the 3 of diamonds.
The 3 of diamonds, okay, excellent choice. That card goes back into the deck. Now I'm just going to spread the cards face up on the table. Do a little click of the fingers, and you'll see that Sarah's card here has now got a blue back. Not particularly surprising. What's slightly more surprising is all of the other cards have got red backs. And that is the amazing colour-changing card trick.
Priya, you're still on mute. Yay!
Okay, I'm back. Okay. I'm gonna pause there and just, yeah, we're getting some reactions coming through. I just want to do a quick temperature check to see what's happening for people. So if you saw the color change happen and it surprised you, yeah, use some of the reactions to give me some woohoos or I loved it. If you were like, wow, that's magic. Okay. We're getting some things happening here. Cool. Who here was actually a little bit dubious and you were like, I don't know about this, the camera tricks, I thought that this is going to be live, why is there a video? If you have some of that, use some other reactions, like maybe the I don't get it. Okay, so we have some mixtures of stuff like that too. Nice. Okay. So we have some, that was cool, that was magic, some dubiousness as well, but mainly everyone saw the magic happen, right? The card change. Did anyone see anything else?
The back also changes as well.
Oh, back might change.
The
Interesting.
background.
3 changes. Okay. All right. We're going to keep watching and then I'm going to open it up to us to see what else we might have seen or not seen. So keep watching. The card was bent. That is like very clear, detailed, like looking at what was happening. That's brilliant. Okay, I'm going to keep playing and then we will come back together.
Hi, I'm Richard, this is Sarah, and we're going to perform the amazing colour-changing card trick with this blue-backed deck of cards. Now the idea is very simple. I'm just going to spread the cards in front of Sarah and ask her to push any card towards the camera.
Right, okay, let's see. I'm going to go for this card here.
Okay. Now Sarah could have selected any card at all from the deck, but she selected the card which is now face down on the table. And what I'm going to ask her to do is show us which card she selected.
Right, so the card that I chose was in fact the 3 of diamonds.
The 3 of diamonds, okay, excellent choice. That card goes back into the deck. Now I'm just going to spread the cards face up on the table. Do a little click of the fingers, and you'll see that Sarah's card here has now got a blue back. Not particularly surprising. What's slightly more surprising is all of the other cards have got red backs. And that is the amazing colour-changing card trick.
Okay, lots of reactions coming through, which is brilliant. I want everyone to be super honest, and in the chat, if you can write down how many changes you really did see the first time you watched it. Vanessa, we know you've got some superpowers and you had 3 already, but if everyone can write none, yeah, that happens often. Give me more. 4. Wow, Alona, okay.
I was making notes even.
Oh my God, you knew what this was all about. So we have notes, we have some people who saw none, 1 maybe, yeah, a whole kind of mixture coming through, which is great. 1, 1, 2, okay, perfect. I am really curious to hear what happened for you then all. So Alona, share with me, what techniques, why were you so open to finding all the other changes? What was going on for you?
Are you asking me, right?
Yes.
Okay. When I've noticed the first change, then my brain started like, okay, there's gonna be some more tricks here, so let's fix it. So it was something like that, like noticing the first thing and then rolling in.
Got you. Okay. So you were like, I saw something, so now I'm more curious about what else is going on.
Exactly.
Cool. I love that you took notes. That's so brilliant. Like, I've never seen anyone take notes in any of our sessions so intently. So I'm really
very
happy
boring.
with that.
You know, I'm like that in the work, so I'm very boring.
No, I like it. It's super detailed. Okay, I'm gonna go for someone who maybe saw 1, maybe none of them. Martin, you wrote in the chat that you saw 1. Do you want to share how you feel only seeing 1 and how you felt afterwards?
Yeah, I feel cheated, of course. No. No, I was looking on that bent card, and I'm thinking, I want to see how they do this trick. So I didn't see anything else. I just focused on that card. She bent it. And then I missed everything.
Got you. So for you, it was I know magic, and I know that there's going to be a trick. Yeah. And now that someone's bent the card, I'm going to be focusing in on that card so hard that all this other stuff happened around you that you didn't even notice.
Exactly. You're a mind reader.
And you feel cheated. Yeah. I feel that. That's brilliant. Anna Maria, you saw none. What was happening for you? Were you just like really concerned about what's happening in the community and like using tech? What was going on for you?
I am just very open to magic. My mind just lets magic to happen. I didn't think, so I definitely saw the bended card. I was like, that has to do probably something, but I thought, oh, that's also very obvious. If I saw it, that's super obvious. So I thought, maybe that's a diversion, but it never occurred to me that the room was changing and their clothes and the things. I saw nothing, nada.
And how do you feel now?
Awesome. I love it because I enjoyed it so much. I don't know. I like it because at the end I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was super surprised. I think that if I would have saw some of the changes, some of the magic would have been taken away. But when they revealed it, I was like, wow, there were 4 things and I haven't captured anything. Like in my bubble.
Yeah. I had that as well. I was like, oh wow, there's so much that isn't actually in my mind right now, and that's like blown. Yeah. Vanessa, you had 3 in the beginning. Tell me more.
Yeah, so when it comes to magic, I'm very skeptical. So I'm always looking deeper and trying to figure out how did they do that. So I think first instance was when the background color changed. That caught my eye, and then I noticed his shirt, and then I was looking for more things. So that's just how I spotted everything else. I think the color was also very obvious to me.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. I love that. I love hearing how all the different experiences of how people approach and come into a space affects how you experience it, right? Like we have Anne-Marie who's like, magic, woo! And just like not even noticing anything else. And you're Vanessa, you're like, no, I know what's up and I know that there's something else going on. So I'm going to be super intense. And all of those bringing so much difference. Thanks for sharing. And actually, finally, Monica, I was watching your face because I could only see a couple of boxes. And I was just watching all your different emotions, like as it was being revealed. I would love to know what was happening for you.
Well, for me, I didn't notice any change at all because I was like, I noticed the card bend too. And then it really bothered me that the camera only focused on few things. And I was like, why is the camera only just like moving so much? And that's why it bothered me. And then you said there, did you notice any change? And I was like, that's why the camera was moving so much. But I didn't even notice any change at all. It's a little bit frustrating because I was frustrated, like, why is it moving so much? I want to see like the whole thing, the whole panorama. But I do agree with Anna Maria, but it's surprising. I do like magic. I am between these two worlds. I'm a skeptic, but I do like to see a little bit of magic and don't ask so many questions about it.
Nice, cool, thank you. Yeah, I really felt you being like, what's happening? And, you know, I think the hilarious part in the video when they replay what happens is just how obvious it is afterwards. Like you can really like see them just pull it quite obviously. And like the sounds are in there as well, and they're moving it, and like there's so much sensory stuff that we could have picked up on, but it's just not there. And it makes me laugh so much as to how obvious it was that they were changing stuff right in front of our eyes. Yeah, cool. Well, thank you everyone who's kind of shared what was happening for you and being in this kind of, you know, experiencing an illusion for a second. We bring this into the space because it teaches us so much about what we are seeing and maybe what we aren't seeing. And Rubens, I think you're going to share a bit more of what that means in terms of psychology and our perception.
Thanks, Priya. It's so exciting to see everyone like having different experiences, because this is the idea here, to have some insight about the psychology of our perception. And there is this misconception that we perceive everything that's in front of our eyes, but we don't realize that the sensory inputs coming from what's around us, the external environment, they are just one portion, and sometimes a small portion of this whole perceptual experience that we have. So in magic, we say that the magic happens in the mind of a spectator, right? Everything in the mind of the spectator. And Timothy Leary says that truth is in the eye of the beholder, right? So it's not to say that there is no objective reality, but that all reality is being reinterpreted through things like our senses, yes, but also our conditioning, our belief systems, you know, our memory is super important, our decision-making in terms of what we want to remember, what we don't want to remember, and all coming to one point that we see the world as we are, not as the world is. And if you think that there are like 7 billion people on the planet, that means also that there are 7 billion realities, like we had here, like 20 realities. And this is beautiful because there is diversity and we have different points of view on things, but it also means that this can lead to misunderstandings. We need a facilitation here, guys. And being so, back to Priya.
Thanks, Rubens. Yeah, so that's the core of what we want to explore with you as people who facilitate, people who might facilitate teams or like bigger groups. So just facilitating day-to-day life is, if everyone has a different reality, how might that impact your facilitation, right? If every single person's reality is different, how might that actually impact your ability as a facilitator to be there with them and understand what they need? So we're going to send you into, oh my God, that was right on time. with the timer as well. Thank you very much, Barbara. I appreciate that. One facilitator to another. So we're going to send you into breakout rooms with each other just to have a deeper conversation around what the impact might be. If we see the world as we are, not as the world is, what that mean for our facilitation and the impact. You don't have to solve it just yet, just the impact. So enjoy your breakout rooms. You can have about 7 minutes with each other. If you don't know each other, introduce each other, but really come back to share what the impact might be. Enjoy.
We're back.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Congratulations. I would love to hear what you spoke about and what impact you think that our limited perception might have on our ability to facilitate. Would anyone like to share? Just feel free to unmute yourself and be brave.
Well, I can jump in.
Oh, thanks, Monica.
All right. So I was with John, and it was cool because both of us understood the question from this different perspectives. So I understood it and how my point of view and of who I am impacts our facilitation, and he understood it on the way how the diversity of perspectives and points of view is going to impact the facilitation, right? So both ways are very important to take into account whenever you are facilitating a workshop. In my case, I was saying that everyone brings something to the table, right? So even I was saying my poster as a woman, as a South American woman, or my background as an industrial designer, everything brings something to the table, and people kind of grasp in a different way. And I can compare myself to my colleagues who are men, who have a different background, and I don't aspire to be as equal as them because I recognize that the way I am is particular, is unique, and that I should stand my way on that and use it for my facilitation. And so that's the way I interpret it. And for example, John said that for him it's so important to grasp, since it's a diverse, whenever you are in a facilitation, in a workshop, you are against different kind of perspectives. And for you as a facilitator, it's so important for you to understand if everyone in the room is understanding the same thing. Are we on the same page? Are we not in the same page? And if we're not, then we have to be open for the conversation and to see why we're not in the same page, and that's okay too.
Nice. Thank you so much, Monica, for sharing that. I'm hearing such a meta layer to your reflection back as well, that the two of you actually had a different understanding of the question in itself, really bringing to life the idea that everyone will have a different perception on the same thing, right? And therefore that kind of bringing people together to say, well, how do you feel about this? And how do I feel about this? And what does this mean? Mm-hmm. And me being the facilitator being like, whoa, loads of people would have answered that question in a different way based on so much, right? So there's a real meta sharing that you had that I really liked and appreciated. And yeah, I'm really hearing the difference between, for you, it was about how your identity impacts who you are in the room, mm-hmm. and you wanting to leverage that and be you rather than trying to be different as a facilitator. And John, you were really speaking into how it's so important to check and not assume, and really be able to get on the same page with everyone and not just jump to assumptions that everyone knows what they're up to. Exactly. Especially when they go into breakout rooms and you can't see them anymore and you have no idea if they're actually understanding what you're sharing. Cool. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Lots of resonance. Any other breakout rooms want to share? Anyone else have anything else they would like to bring in? I'm a big fan of silence. I could do this forever. Oh my God, there's a sound effect for it as well.
Well, yeah, don't do sound effects, but just a question. So how do you then get people to step up and just say, hi, this is what we talked about. So I'm the John that Monica referred to.
Hi,
I can be taken
John.
another way. And so my background, the reason I heard the question that particular way is I've been facilitating a long time, doing online labs and stuff like that. And my background is project management. Okay, and project management for me is all about communication, making sure that we understand what everybody has to say. So I've always been testing when somebody says something to make sure I understand why and how they're saying what it is that they're saying. So that's why when I was speaking to Monica, that's the sense that I was coming from. So I'll bump off because somebody else wants to speak.
No, thank you, John. I appreciate you sharing too. Yeah, Anna.
No, hi. I'm glad I spoke after John because I'm just the opposite. I'm new to facilitation, and I probably am not actually a facilitator at all. But I would prefer to address a group of people who don't know each other and start on as I was explaining to Julio, is to start on a completely clean slate. No prejudice, no preconceived ideas, is that we're all starting from zero. Nobody knows each other. So we can all be working in a workshop towards the same goals, and nobody knows each other's history. So there's no corporate hierarchy. There's no politics or competition within the group and going in and maybe offending somebody because, if something might be delicate and you're walking on eggshells. I find it just address a group of entrepreneurs. And so I just don't like the idea of being speaking to any sort of corporate teams.
Okay, thanks, Anna. So what I'm hearing for you is that for you, if you can work with teams who are on the same basis, is fresh, then that helps you navigate the complexity of different ideas, different power struggles, and so on. And that's like where you would prefer to spend your time.
It takes it all. It takes other people's perceptions of reality sort of away from, I don't know, it makes it less complex.
Got you. Okay. So it complexifies your facilitation when you can just be with difference when they're just at okay, got you. Cool. I'm interested to see if anyone has any difference in that, in terms of how our perception might be always there, no matter if we're a new group or a group who've been together for a long time.
Hey, thank you very much. The session's awesome. So for us, we were mentioning that it's basically, I find that with facilitation, we sometimes borderline training. So we shouldn't be training if we want to facilitate. And that can be difficult if you start off training and now you're doing facilitation and how it changes in the industry. So I think that's one thing that's very important, and to make sure that you rope the group in by making sure that you'll find that they're part of the discussion and everyone comes in with experiences. So that's why they've got their own form of conditioning, as was mentioned earlier. But on the other hand is one of my teammates in the breakout room said, we look at a shared reality, and the shared reality is very important, because if you can get them back into their shared reality, you're going to get them to a consensus at the end of the day. And because I had mentioned, we were looking at, you look at the outcomes of the workshop, but sometimes that's not enough. You need to look at them coming to an agreement because, you've laid down certain aspects of a workshop. So I think that's very important, because you'll end up coming across some people that don't want expert opinion. They want to be guided because they do know, they're just not sure. They're not too sure about something. So that's just through an experience. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate that too. Did anyone else have anything else to share before we wrap this part up? I heard a sound, but I didn't know if that was a unmuting. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Thank you, everyone. I really, really loved hearing back what impacts might have come through in terms of facilitation. And what I'm actually really getting is that you're asking kind of bigger questions in terms of what that might mean for different groups that you facilitate, the difference between different types of facilitation as well. And in that note about moving from training to being a facilitator, how you might shift how we approach how we are in the room, right? As trainers, it would have been, I have something to tell you, and I'm actually really concerned with my reality, and I want you to know that. Whereas as facilitators, you are navigating everyone's different reality in that space. And because of how I might approach it will definitely not be how you approach it based on our past experiences, our conditioning, who we are, teams we might have been in beforehand that impact how we join new teams. There's just so much dynamic within us that will affect how we are in a space with people. So as facilitators, we need to be able to really manage multiple realities. And Clinton, I really love that notion with you and your team member of how do we get to a sense of shared reality and then navigate within that? How do we build that in a space and then find answers for ourselves rather than being told answers? And I think that's a crux of experience-based learning. I think it's a crux of emergent facilitation in how to just be with people and emerge with them than necessarily moving into the older world of training and telling people what to do. So I really, really, really love all those questions in terms of the impact. And yeah, it's something that we play with a lot, thinking about what we do, how might we navigate this? And we obviously work with magicians, our magicians, and magicians have been asking that question for millennia, right? How do we play within the perception of people and their perceptions in order to create magic? And you know, some people say that magicians were some of the first like neuroscientists that existed because they really understand what is happening in our brains and how we view the world in order to create those moments of magic. So I'm going to pass it over to my favorite magician, Rubens, to see if you want to create a bit of magic.
Thank you, Priya. I think you've now experienced the power of magic in introducing concepts and helping us think in different ways. So this is one thing that magic helps us do. But the other thing is that it helps us shift the energy in the room. So I want to get a glimpse how you're feeling now. If you're feeling great, thumbs up. If you're not so great, thumbs down. And it could be anywhere in between. Let me see. Yeah, lots of thumbs up. Cool. But let's see if we can even more bring this up with a touch of magic. So for that, I'm gonna need to use my mask. I'm gonna be rather creative here. Start like this, but we're gonna evolve along the way. And what I have here, I made a list of foods. Okay, so I have fish and chips is one of them. Who likes fish and chips? Anyone? Yay. Okay, so it's getting out of fashion, huh? But we also have here Parmigiano Reggiano, if you're Italian and like some pasta. We have chutney. Yeah, excellent. We have ceviche. Anyone try ceviche, the Peruvian lovely food? We have baguettes, there in Europe. We have cookies. We have salad. I mean, long list. Dal. And sashimi, ramen. So I'm gonna ask you, Vanessa, are you there with me? Could you unmute, please?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you hungry, Vanessa?
Oh yeah, it's dinner time, so I am.
Okay, look what's gonna happen. We're gonna invite serendipity here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flick through the cards, and you're gonna say is stop. Okay?
Okay.
And the moment you say stop, I'm gonna bring it close to the camera. You're gonna look at the food that's there, okay? And keep to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't share with me because my job will be like to get in sync with your brain. Is that all right?
Okay.
Obviously, I cannot see, so I'm gonna bring this down here.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Yep.
You ready?
Ready.
Can you see the cards?
I can, yeah.
In the frame. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and go.
Stop.
Stop.
Yep, stop.
Can you see something?
Yes, I got it.
You got it. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. And I'm gonna get rid of the mask. I mean, we are all getting rid of the mask, so it's time to get rid of the mask to a certain extent, not too much. So now, Vanessa, is this something you would like to have for dinner, you feel?
No.
No, right? Yeah, I got the same feeling. I'm going to start with something You know, do you like salty food? Lots of salt?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah. You know, do you like this food that you chose?
I like it, but I don't love it.
Okay. That's hard. Okay. I start to get a glimpse. It's not a big meal, is it?
No.
Not a big meal. You know, like I started with a pot that could fit this thing. Could I say that's lots of little parts? Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I say I'm very bad in drawing, but what I got here, I got a sense that you chose something like popcorn.
Yay, you got it.
Yes. So this is in part the role of the magician, right? Guessing people's intentions and things. But I want to go beyond that because this is just our perceptions of things. Because if you look here, I'm going to try to do more, Vanessa. I'm going to try to materialize.
No.
The thing you chose. Thanks God you didn't choose sashimi because it would be. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to need to.
That's not fair, but it's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you so much, Ruben. Okay, I'm getting so many reactions from so many people right now. This is great.
You can
I'm really curious just in how you're feeling after experiencing magic, like real magic in front of you. Can everyone just either use their reactions or write in the chat, like what feelings are coming up for you, what emotions, what thoughts, what's happening for you? I would love to know. Okay, we have lots of like, woo! We have some shush, several hypotheses. I love it. Alona, have you written a list down this time? Because I would love to see it. Cool, lots of laughter going on for people. Lots of woohoos, reactions coming through. Barbara, that is brilliant. And he can't stop smiling. Amazing. Okay, cool. Barbara, tell me, what does this mean? What does your GIF mean? What is the feeling?
Absolute excitement. Yeah.
Tell me more. Why? What is the excitement?
I'm just very into being recreationally deceived, you know, because I feel like there's so much of it out there in the world today that I need to pay attention to. And when I can just relax and let my brain guide me through all of this, you know, experience that I don't need to think much, I can just enjoy it. I love it. So thank you.
Nice, love it. So you were like sitting back, just being like, please fool me, because that is exciting. Okay, really appreciate that. Lexi, you can't stop smiling. Why? What's happening? Tell me more.
It just made me feel good. It made me feel a bit somewhat nostalgic, kind of made me feel like a little bit of a kid again. It felt light. I really enjoy like the levity. And it sort of felt a bit like a somewhat of a brain tease, which I do enjoy those types of activities. So it just really put me in that kid mode, which was playful, and I enjoy that.
Nice. Yeah, I love that too. I love moments when, as adults, we can just be kids again, or like feel that feeling of being kids again. It's a big one for me. Who else? Julio? Have I said your name right? Probably not, and I apologize if I haven't. I haven't, have I?
Yeah, Julio is correct.
Ah, cool. Tell me, what was happening for you?
No, even for me, it was I was really focused and tried to get what was happening, but also I want to be amazed. So I didn't want to be focused. I just want to enjoy the trick. And this is always a balance.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really loving seeing how everyone's experiencing this in different ways. So there's loads of theories going on. There's loads of like, I want to sit back and feel it. There's a feeling of being playful and childlike again as well, and just being like, you know what, just do it. Like, I'm just going to suspend my disbelief and I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to enjoy it, because life sucks sometimes and actually having moments of just pure joy can be really, really great. That's lots of emotions. Nisha, you've had like the best time. I'm like looking through the chat. Nisha, what's happening for you? You had love, love, love.
Now, I think someone mentioned that it made them feel kind of kid-like, and I think that just, you know, before the trick, I was kind of listening in and I was still taking some notes and, you know, kind of doing some other things as well. But the minute the food names started to pop in, actually, I think maybe I'm just hungry also. I immediately paid attention. And then, of course, the entire trick was just fun. So yeah, brilliant.
Cool. Thank you for sharing all of that. Anyone else have any emotions that were going on for them? Any more skeptical people who want to share? Or detective people?
Detective people.
Yeah. Alona, tell me. Oh yeah, sorry. Vanessa, was that you? Yeah, tell me. You were the person. What was it like for you?
So I've been thinking that he switched the Post-it notes before he covered his eyes, and I really want to know.
I didn't.
Oh, really? You didn't? Oh, no.
No.
We should have a chat later then.
Yeah.
A magician never reveals its tricks, right, Rubens?
Yeah.
No.
I will tell you, but then I
sometimes we
have
do.
to kill you, kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you're like, I think I knew, I have a theory, and now your theory has been shot. So now you have to go back to the drawing board and see. Cool. I really, really love all of the reactions that everyone's having towards experiencing a bit of magic. And it's really like the core of why we use magic in spaces of learning, connection, and growth, because all the emotions that you're feeling right now, all the questions that are popping in your head, what you're all feeling is wonder. Wonder is a particular emotion and creation that happens in your brain when you see something that has no solution to what you know to be true in the world. And magicians basically attack your intellect and create the sense of wonder from doing that, because there is no explanation of how it is done in your memory, in your past experiences of what is happening. And that is such a powerful experience for us. You know, neuroscientifically, it's happening in your brain. It's going, you see things as objects, it goes into your visual cortex, which is just making sense of the objects. And then it goes through this top down, bottom up memory jig to go through, what is this that I'm seeing? Have I seen it before? Yes, I can make sense of it. And when there is no solution to it in your mind, that is wonder. And that is the crux of creative problem solving, looking at the world in different ways, looking at people in different ways, and seeing things through a new light. And for us, really, wonder is at the core of what we do in organizations and help to shift. Is the more and more we can develop a wonder mindset and the ability to see things in new ways and not experience the unknown in fear, but experience it with curiosity and awe. That's what we think can really help us in especially the world that we're living in right now, shift how we are with each other. We work with so many beautiful magician psychologists who give us so much interesting theory into what's happening in our mind. And one of our favorite ones speaks about when you experience magic, that you go through 3 core moments. One is wow, right? What was that? How, like, what was I seeing? Wow. Then you go into how, which is what's happening for Vanessa. Like, how was that done? I really need to know. And then you move into now, right? That's when, like, I'm going to solve it. I'm going to go find out and I'm going to solve it. And yeah, Anna-Maria, you're constantly in wow, and you should forever stay there. It's a great look for you. But what really happens in that movement, and we have it when we're children, right? A lot of you said you felt like children as a childlike feeling because we're experiencing things for the first time and we're feeling wonder towards it. in that cycle of wow, how, and now, as adults, we tend to like to go to the now very quickly. We want to go and find the solution quickly because we are comfortable in knowing and less comfortable in not knowing. And so our invitation to you as facilitators, as people, in whatever way you want to take this, is to get more comfortable being between the wow and the how for a bit longer. How might you sit there in a space of real humility and be comfortable in that moment when you're with people in spaces? And that will really start to break down a power dynamic between you as a facilitator, the people in front of you, and to be in deep curiosity with each other to go and find that collective intelligence that exists. So that's our invitation to you, to be more in wonder with yourself, with the room, find how to do more wows in your life, chat to us, we love doing it. And with that, we'd love to check out with you, just to hear if there's anything that you're taking away with you in terms of your facilitation from this session. So open space for anyone who'd like to unmute themselves and share any kind of core insight so that we can all learn from each other as well.
I can like start with the idea that I would like to invite Rubens to all my sessions so he can bring up the energy and like show these tricks. So that's my takeaway. I need Rubens. Come to
Get in touch, Barbara.
Salona. Barbara, you have something to share.
I do. First, I want to thank you. This was such a lovely experience, and I appreciate every aspect of it. I appreciate how it was mellow and calm, and it was easy to follow. I appreciate the order. You said that you're not a good timekeeper, but I don't believe you for a second. Yeah, I appreciate how you integrated what you do, which is magic, into a facilitation. I would have never put the two together, and you guys made it work beautifully. I appreciate the time you had for us to get hands-on and get to know each other right at the beginning. And I was lucky to be paired with the lovely Vanessa and Clinton, and we had an amazing discussion. You said so many things that gave me chills because they are in touch with my core beliefs, and I will be taking them because I'm a teacher. So I'll be teaching later today, and I'm going to be using them already. So many actionable things, so many tools. I cannot thank you enough, and I'm going to say it in my language. Muito obrigada. It was brilliant. Thank you. Time well spent.
De nada, Barbara.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Gosh. Yeah, that's given me chills back. So I really appreciate you sharing that. I think, as teachers, facilitators, we know that not knowing how you land is and it's such a gift that you shared that. Thank you very much. Martin.
Yeah, and thank you, Barbara, for putting words on I think on a lot of our feelings. The small thing I wanted to add, I learned about execution. You have this concept that you show us, but your execution, both of you, was brilliant. I think I have my theory about how this popcorn worked, but it doesn't matter because the execution, how Rubens did it, is just brilliant. So for facilitator, what I learned as a facilitator sometime, know what we're doing and execute it and work on the execution. You with a very simple thing. Sorry, Ruben, perhaps it's not simple, but it's a simple concept. But with a brilliant execution, that is the key in the end. And that is what I take away at the end here. Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much. In Abracademy, Rubens' face just went flying across my screen. That's cute. In Abracademy language, we call what we do Magilitation. It's not the best word in the world, but we just mix things together and see what happens. But it's how you kind of blend the power of magicians who can hold space and guide, like create attention, right? And hold people in that moment, as you said, and execute a moment so well. And the power of facilitation to take people on a journey. And that is the core of what Magilitation is blending those two worlds together and constantly learning from each other of how we can do more and more of that together. So our ultimate goal is to make people Magilitators in the world as well, who work with us. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. God, I don't think I've ever felt like that good. I feel like I'm like a superstar on the stage with those like horns going on. It's cool. Okay, any more that anyone would like to share before we let you go into the rest of your day?
I think the last thing I would share is to be open, right? I think sometimes we're close to be amazed, to have the wow moment, and we forget how good it is for us to feel it again. So I think just to be open time and time again, to be surprised, to be amazed by everyone I meet. And today I was open, and today I was wowed and amazed. So thank you so much, Priya and Rubens. And
thanks, Monica. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, I think that's like a really brilliant way of us ending it. Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you for that moment, Monica, quickly, just because I've been facilitating for like 10 years now, and just break down that power dynamic. You don't have to know everything. Just be in a space with people and be open. I think it's such a good takeaway. You don't have to be the expert. You can just be the expert in holding people to get to their own answers, for sure. So thank you. Get in touch with us. We're always on the lookout for great facilitators, great magicians. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And Rubens, do you have something else for us?
I do have. I'm gonna check out with something.
Hey,
I'm gonna check out. Yeah.
I saw you had something in your hand. I was like, what? Is that another magic?
No, it's just. Yeah, why not, Ana Maria? But the thing is that we tend to see things in one way, right? So it's just a reminder that's as simple as we think one way, but on the other side, there is another way. So it's sometimes as simple as the other place, right? It can be more complicated also, because it's like 3 or maybe it's like 6, right? So it's just like, remember that our brain perceives things in different ways. So 1, 4, 3, 6, and so on. Of course, I'm going to share the secret, because you see one, but look, it's just the trick of the brain assumptions, because if I cover, you see 3, isn't it? And the same here. If I hold like this, it looks like 6. If I hold like this, is 4. And this is a phenomenon in the brain. It's called a mode of symmetry. But actually, it doesn't stop there, because if you look carefully, then all of a sudden you do have 3. And if you go to the other side and you look here, maybe you do have 6. Okay? So remember, we stay in the wow. After the wow, you go for the how, right? And after the how, you stay in the now. What if it's so magic and we have, infinite possibilities. So thank you, everyone. Have a brilliant day.
Thank you, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you, guys. Wow. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. This was amazing. Thanks, everyone, for being here. And thank you, Priya and Rubens. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.